Have you ever wondered why sexual temptation can feel so powerful? Many people struggle with it. Christians struggle with it. Teenagers struggle with it. Married adults struggle with sexual temptation. And many people ask the same question. Where is this temptation really coming from? Is it biology? Is it culture? Is it something much deeper? In this video, we are going to talk about where sexual temptation really comes from, and understanding this can help people learn how to deal with it wisely. Sexual temptation is one of the most common human struggles. Throughout history, people have wrestled with it in different ways. But today, the challenge is even greater because temptation is everywhere through smartphones, television, social media, and the internet. Sexual content is constantly placed in front of people. But the truth is, temptation does not come from just one source. There are several forces that combine together, making the struggle stronger. Understanding these sources help us respond wisely. Let's look at three major sources of sexual temptation to begin with. Number one, human nature and natural desire. The first source of sexual temptation is human nature itself. Sexual desire is a natural part of being human. It was created by God as part of human life and relationships. Within healthy boundaries, it serves an important purpose. But like many powerful desires, it can become destructive when it is not guarded wisely. Think about other natural desires. Hunger is natural. But if someone would gorge themselves by overeating unhealthy foods, it can harm their health. In the same way, sexual desires must be guarded by wisdom and discipline. The problem is not the existence of desire. The problem begins when desire starts controlling decisions instead of being guided by wisdom. Number two, the second major source of temptation today is culture. Modern culture constantly promotes sexual messages. Movies, music, advertising, and social media often presents a sexual temptation as something casual and entertainment focused. These messages shape how people think. When someone repeatedly sees these ideas, they begin to believe that these behaviors are normal or they are expected. But cultural messages often ignore the long term consequences of sexual choices. They focus only on the moment. This creates a powerful environment where temptation becomes more frequent and more difficult to ignore. Many people underestimate how much culture influences their thinking, but our environment plays a huge role in shaping our attitudes. Number three, the power of habits. Another source of sexual temptation is habit. When someone repeatedly gives when someone repeatedly gives in to certain behaviors, the brain begins to create patterns. Over time, these patterns become automatic responses. For example, someone may feel stressed or lonely. Their brain remembers a past behavior that brought temporary pleasure or distraction. Soon, the mind begins pushing the person back towards the same behavior again. This is why many people feel trapped in cycles of temptation. It is not only a momentary decision, it is often a pattern that has been reinforced over time. The good news is that habits can be changed, but it requires intentional efforts and new patterns of thinking. Let's go beyond three. Number four, another hidden source of temptation is unmet emotional needs. Sometimes people turn to sexual content or behavior because they feel lonely, rejected, bored, bored, stressed, or discouraged. Instead of dealing with these emotions directly, they seek something that provides temporary escape. But temporary relief does not solve deeper emotional needs. Eventually, the same feelings return, often stronger than before. Understanding understanding emotional triggers can help people recognize when temptation is connected to deep struggles. Number five, spiritual influence. For many believers, there is also a spiritual dimension of temptation. The Bible describes spiritual battles that influence human choices. Temptation is often stronger when people feel spiritually weak, isolated, or discouraged. But spiritual strength grows through practice that strengthens the mind and the heart. Things like prayer, reflection, healthy relationships, and positive influences. These habits help strengthen spiritual resilience. When people understand where temptation comes from, something important happens. They stop seeing temptation as a mysterious force they cannot control. Instead, they begin to see the patterns. They recognize the triggers. They understand the influences around them. And once someone understands the situation clearly, they can begin making wiser decisions. Over time, overcoming temptation is not about pretending temptation does not exist. It is about learning how to respond wisely. This usually involves several steps. Being aware of cultural influences, recognizing emotional triggers, breaking unhealthy habits, building stronger mental and spiritual discipline. When these steps begin to work together, people start gaining control over areas that once felt overwhelming. Sexual temptation is real, but understanding its source helps us respond with wisdom instead of confusion. Temptation does not have to control a person's future. With awareness, discipline, and the right support, people can build lives made by clarity, strength, and purpose. And every wise decision made today helps shape a stronger tomorrow. If this video helped you understand and clarify what temptation is, then consider sharing it with someone who might benefit from it. And if you want more videos about building a life of wisdom, character, and spiritual strength, subscribe to this channel. And remember, your future is built one decision at a time.